This is Coach Lee, and in this video, I'm going to answer the question, should you get closure from your ex? And specifically, should you get closure from your ex before using the no contact rule? Click the subscribe button below so that you can be notified when I have more videos like this, and that includes information on attraction, relationship dynamics, marriage, breakups, and mindfulness. So a lot of people will say that they need closure. And a lot of times this is after a breakup has happened and they are confused and they don't understand the reason why their ex broke up with them. And they want to know the real reason. They want it to be clear and concise. They want to know if their ex sees a future. They want to know if there's any chance the two of them can get back together. And without realizing it, the person in that position is in many ways assuming that their ex has all the answers, that all of these things are very clear to their ex. And so I will tell someone, you need to use the no contact rule. And they'll say, okay, I'm going to start using the no contact rule right after I get closure. And they want to contact their ex. Usually they want a face-to-face. If not, they want to at least speak by phone. And they want their ex to spell it out and lay it out. This is why I want to break up with you. These are the odds of getting back together. This is what I feel for you or don't feel for you. And many people will even say, I'm entitled to closure or I deserve closure. Now, first of all, just let me say, I agree with you. If we're talking about just what you deserve, do you deserve for this person to tell you why and to tell you what's really going on, how long they felt this way, what they think the future holds? Do you deserve that? Yes, you do. I believe that you do. But should you break no contact to get it? Or should you only do no contact after you've gotten closure? Should you seek closure and demand closure from this person? In my opinion, based on 20 years in the relationship recovery service, no, you shouldn't. If you want your ex back, if you want or think you want to get back together with your ex and hope to reattract this person, closure is just some people talking, to quote the Eagles. It's overrated. And you may say, well, it might feel overrated to you because you're not the one wanting it. Well, I've been in that position and I talk to people who have been in that position. And so I can tell you that I understand why you want closure, but it will impede your efforts. And here's a few reasons why and what you should do instead. First of all, with the assumption that your ex has all the answers. Many times, people who break up with someone can't exactly put their finger on the real reason why they break up with you. It is, at its heart, a drop in emotional attraction. That's what a breakup really is. It's when someone has a decrease in emotional attraction, and so that makes them not desire a romantic future with you. Now, they may tell you all kinds of cliches. It's not you, it's me. I need to work on myself. I'm a better person when I'm on my own. I need to focus on this. I need to go to this place and do this. All of it is nonsense. Think about how attracted you are to your ex. And if I told you to do something difficult, when I talk about my emergency breakup kit and a lot of the promotions for that, I will even say, if I told you to do something difficult to get your ex back, you probably would. You say, just tell me what to do, because you were so drawn to this person. You're so attracted to them. You feel it. You want it. And so if there's a barrier, by God, you are going to do it. You'll do whatever it takes to get this person back. So if they're sitting here telling you, oh, we are so good together. You are so wonderful. If only I didn't just need to work on myself. Darn it. And that's the reason that they're giving you, you can know emotional attraction has fallen. Because if emotional attraction was high enough, come hell or high water, they would find a way to work it out with you. If heroes of the past would be willing to slay dragons or swim oceans in order to rescue their love or prove their love, then yes, needing to work on yourself or some variation of that or any other excuse that they give you is something that they would find a way to overcome if they wanted to be with you badly enough. And so that's the real issue. It's not all bad news. It's not like, oh, well, they've lost emotional attraction for me, so I should just give up. That's not what I'm saying at all. I'm just telling you this is what's really going on. And hopefully it's temporary. And I get into that in a lot of my other videos and in my emergency breakup kit, which I link to in the description below. It's the culmination of 20 years in the relationship recovery service, thousands of breakups, thousands of cases of people getting back together. Take a look at it. It's called the Emergency Breakup Kit. But the reason I'm telling you this is because it's important to know the enemy. And I'm not saying your ex is the enemy. I'm saying the problem is the enemy. And that is that emotional attraction has fallen. And so at the moment, what you are presenting to this person is a less attractive version, at least how they're seeing it, than what it used to be. And again, I'm not talking about physical attraction, though that is part of the whole package, and it does affect emotional attraction. Physical attraction does have an impact on emotional attraction. It is what it is. But at the moment, emotional attraction is the reason that they are breaking up with you. And so take that as your closure, because first of all, your ex is not going to be able to tell you that. They are not going to be able to articulate that. They don't exactly know what's going on. They just know they don't feel the same way that they did. And sometimes they will tell you things just so you won't argue with them. For example, if they say, I need to work on myself, or I'm not in an emotional place to be in a relationship right now, or I really need to focus on my career right now. It's very difficult to argue with those things because they're so personal. It's something that this person seemingly has arrived at inside of them. How are you going to turn that back? How are you going to argue with them and say, no, you need to do this, or you feel this way? And so they know that you can't really say anything to that. And so they think that it won't be a big, long, drawn-out, dramatic breakup and that you'll just kind of have to accept it. And most of the time, when I've gotten to speak to people who did the breaking up, they will even tell me, I don't know. Something's different. I just don't know what it is. And they'll say, maybe I just need some time to figure this out, which is probably the more honest version. And so if someone does tell you, I just need some time to figure out what I want, they're probably being more honest with you, even though emotional attraction is the culprit there as well. But if you are relying on your ex to give you the answers, the odds are they don't know them either. And people will say, I just need to ask, is there a chance we'll get back together, or will we get back together at some point? Your ex doesn't know that at the moment. If they're being honest, they'll probably tell you no, they don't think so. Because at the moment, emotional attraction is lower than it has ever been, most likely. And they are seeking that first stage that happens after a breakup. And I have a video called Stages Your Ex Goes Through During No Contact. And I talk about this. The first stage is relief. They're relieved to get the breakup over with. They think they're heading into some new future that they are convinced is going to be better for them and more of what they want. And they want that relief stage. And so if you try to keep them from it, they actually turn you into a little bit of the enemy. You actually can make that relief stage even seem more valuable and more desired because they want it and they can't have it. So seeking closure, demanding answers, not only does it make them think they're not getting the relief that they want, they also don't know the answers, which is frustrating. But furthermore, you could cause something that I call verbal projection. And what that means is that at the moment, your ex may have doubts. They don't know for sure what the future holds. If they're being honest, they really don't. They may think that they don't want to be back together with you, but they're not certain, most likely. But if you press them into a corner and make them say one way or another, which people do very often, they will say, I want to know, will we get back together at some point? I want to know, do you see us getting back together? People will say that. What happens is that your ex, in order to get you off their back, just to get into that relief that they think that they're going to get, will probably say something like, I don't think so. If they're more bold, they may say no. They could also say, maybe, I don't know. Any of those three answers. It's all over the place. That's one thing where I can't really give you a percentage. It's just everywhere. It seems like it's 33% for all three of them. Add that up. But what happens is if your ex happens to be one of those people who says no or I don't think so just to get you off of their back, what happens is they verbalize it. They project that answer. And what happens is they will somewhat feel obligated to keep their word, because that's a human trait. When we say something, We want to prove it. We want to do it. We want to keep our word. We want to be people of our words. That's a good thing. And so even though they're not going to think, well, I want to keep my word and not come back to them, it's going to set up a feeling. It's going to set up a motivation and a movement and direction to where it's more comfortable because they've actually verbalized it. That's why I call it verbal projection. They're talking themselves a certain way, saying things, speaking them into existence, so to speak. It's very powerful. People can say things and motivate themselves, program themselves, and I could go down a rabbit hole on talking about that. Maybe another video I will. But at the moment, just know you don't want to force your ex to say one way or the other. First of all, it makes you look weak. The stronger position is to accept that your ex is probably confused and you're going to back off and give them some time, and you're not going to cause a lot of drama about it because the drama only hurts you. If they associate you with drama and stress, it's not attractive. So they're not thinking, I want to be around her or I want to be around him so I can be so stressed out, or so that I can see them pout or hurt or cry, or I can see that I'm breaking their heart. They don't want to see that. Is that shallow? Possibly. At the moment, we're not going to be critical of your ex because it does us no good. Finding shortcomings or inconsistencies in the breakup is not going to help you get them back. Rather, increasing attraction is going to get them back. And that's where you would use the no contact rule. And I have several videos about the no contact rule. I'll link to those in the description below and you can take a look at some of them. Or you can get my emergency breakup kit where I go into them even more thoroughly. And you can subscribe to this channel so that when I talk about the no contact rule again in many different forms, you'll be notified. But backing off and giving this person space and actually not having that closure can actually be a good thing, because here's why. You're wanting closure, right? Why? Because there's some mystery to it, some frustration, some irritation. I will often tell people that the breakups that aren't so clean, where your ex maybe doesn't come out and just absolutely say it, or say, I don't want to be with you anymore. If you allow some of that to be unanswered, open-ended, confusing, and mysterious, it's actually a good thing, because your ex will feel some of that too. We want your ex to feel like there's not closure and that there's more. I've had a lot of people who tell me, I used the no contact rule like you said, I did a couple other things like I had suggested, and I got this person back. And you know, one of the things that they said was, I just felt like we weren't finished. I hear that a lot, or variations of that. That's a powerful thing. Leaving that mystery, that reason for curiosity, is especially going to help you when they get into stage 2 and stage 3 of their experience in the no contact rule when you give them the breakup. Seeking closure is actually likely to hurt you more than give you relief from getting the answer. Because I have had plenty of clients tell me when they forced the issue against what I suggested that they didn't really feel like they got closure, that they only had more questions now. And on top of that, their chances of getting their ex back have now become less. So don't fall for the idea that you've got to get closure and that that's going to give you some way of moving forward. You can survive without closure, because here's your closure. If your ex wanted to be with you, they would. That may be harsh. It may sound harsh to you. I'm just being honest. I believe you deserve the truth. I believe we all deserve the truth, even if it's not fun and not easy to hear. So once again, your closure is your ex is not in a relationship with you at the moment and is not reaching out to you, or at least not like they were. And they have actually told you in some form that they don't want the status, at least to the extent that it was with you. There's your closure. That's what you need to take away. And you need to know that at the moment, you need to go into no contact. You need to give them the breakup, let them experience not having you so that they can miss you. And that's where there's motivation to actually do something about it. I have lots of other videos on this, on the no contact rule, on how to get your ex to miss you, on how to reattract your ex. And if you click the subscribe button below, you'll be notified when I have more videos on attraction, relationships, mindfulness, and breakups. If you like this video, please click the like button below. Feel free to leave a comment. This has been Coach Lee, and as always, thank you for watching.